All right, should we jump right into it?
Yeah, come on. Hey, everyone. I'll let Mandy take the lead. She's done all the research. This is the bug expert over here.
No. We're both going to help each other. We're actually all going to help each other. So please feel free to chime in at any point on this live stream to help us either clarify something or to ask us questions. We are shooting right now live from our grow shop outside of Boston in Braintree, Massachusetts. We have a garden supply store. So just throwing it out there that we could have customers walk in or get a phone call from somebody. So one of us might have to jump off, but we thought it would be cool to just give the authentic experience of what it's like here at the shop. Big thing is if you subscribe and comment, you'll be entered to win a $100 gift card today. So we're going to go ahead and just randomly generate a number at the end of the live stream, and then whoever commented as that number will win the gift card. So we're really excited about that. And if you look in the comments, we've pinned a promo code that will give you 10% off our entire website for the next 48 hours. So we're really excited about that too. It's Bugs10.
Yeah, I think it's just Bugs10. So let me just add, I'll put that right in the middle of the screen. Bugs10.
Yes. Awesome. I love that you can like add this stuff. So you can also come back and check the comments, but just come and look for it, and that'll give you 10% off the whole website, inclusive of our clearance section. We have some crazy deals in there. But let's get right into it. Today, we're going to be talking about our 6 favorite predatory bugs that we release here at the shop. Do I just click on that Ladybugs first?
Sorry, still learning this live stream stuff, so I keep thinking I'm doing stuff, and I'll be in preview mode.
Here, you turn that on. I'm going to go grab this.
All right, one second.
Yeah.
All right, so we are starting with Ladybugs. All right, we have a guest today. Mandy, I'll let you take over. You did all the prep on the Ladybugs.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
One of our good friends, Mark with Beaver Buds, just came by. He's currently hugging the dog. But I'll go ahead and jump right into it. And like I said, you guys can comment at any time with any questions. We're going to start with Ladybugs and everything that we love about them.
It's confusing because everything's mirrored. So.
Yeah, you get in on that.
Okay. All right, so Ladybugs. All right.
Yes.
They're still sleeping.
So what we love about Ladybugs is obviously they're known for, let me stand like this. They're known for their incredible voracious appetite when it comes to eating a variety of pests, aphids being one of the most popular that they eat, but they also go after mealybugs, types of mites, thrips, which can affect a lot of gardens, and many other pests. We release them kind of in their adult stage here. And they're super easy to release. I'm going to show you guys exactly how I do it on this live stream. The big thing that you want to remember is kind of with any of these predatory bugs, direct sunlight and heat is kind of their enemy. It can dry them out and make it so that they aren't actively hunt as actively as they would. So in general, you want to release these guys. If you're releasing indoors, you want to do it with any overhead kind of plant lights off. And if you're doing it outdoors, it's best to release in the early morning or the evening or on a cloudy day, just so that they're not immediately drying out. I know I'm having such a hard time getting everything set up.
Is there a way to mirror stuff, or just do you get used to it?
Yeah, put my head right behind that thing. The cool thing about Ladybugs to keep in mind is that they are actively hunting during 2 of their 4 life stages. So actually, if you want to cut them and sprinkle them onto the leaves while I'm chatting, that might be interesting.
Okay.
Cool. So they go from an egg stage to a larva stage, and they hunt pests and eat in that larva stage. Then they go to a pupa stage that they're in briefly while they transform into the adult ladybug that you're more used to seeing. And they're also actively hunting when they're in that adult ladybug form. And the adults can actually live up to a year and can overwinter in cracks and crevices around your yard, or certainly in an indoor environment as well. Pro of them is that they're flying around, so they're also pollinators for your garden, but a con is if they run out of food, they definitely can leave whatever your original target pest area was. and take off to a new area. So, but other than that, they're really awesome. They're not harmful. They don't bite or sting. So we just absolutely love them. They work really, really, really hard at hunting pests for us.
How's that shot?
Great. Yeah, this is great. One of the other pro tips is when you release them is if you have a mister, which we'll do. Oh yeah, good job, Matt. So you can kind of see like the ladybugs are walking around and kind of that shavings mix.
Sure, let me try to zoom this thing quick. Yeah, you keep going.
No, you got it. It looks great.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you had it. That looked awesome. So you miss them, and it's actually cool. You can see them like climb over and drink out of the water droplets. And the reason for that is that they've been hibernating. We've been keeping them in a refrigerator, and if you get them, you can keep them in a refrigerator up to 30 days until you're ready to use them. So when they kind of come out of that dormancy stage, so when you first pull them out of the fridge, nobody's moving. Then as soon as they heat up, you'll quickly see activity in the bag, and usually they're just really thirsty right out of the gate. So we usually miss them as well, and that seems to be really helpful. So, all right, Matt, let's see it.
Oh, they're already going wild.
Oh yeah, all right. Oh yep, they're already climbing out. We like that. And like I said, they'll stick around as long as they're a food source, and their food source is pests, so it's perfect. And if they disperse after that, it's because they've eaten all the pests they can get their hands on. And Matt and I have two little kids. We have a 4- and 6-year-old, and when we do this at our house and in our gardens, we let them release them, and they make wishes when the ladybugs are climbing on them, and it's really fun. All right, let me look.
If that was helpful.
Do we have any questions on ladybugs? I'm seeing, oh my gosh, this is so awesome seeing you guys all on here. Hey, Sean. We're open till 6 today, Kevin, as well as 11 to 6 tomorrow. And thank you for saying this place is a hidden gem. We have a full shop, but we also have tons of plants and animals here. Okay. All right, perfect. So I think what we'll do is I think we're going to move on to lacewings since we don't have any ladybug questions outstanding. Hey, Mason, you have been waiting since yesterday. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. All right, let's see. So let me click on the lacewings here. Oh. Matt, can you just quickly switch this to the lacewings? And then I don't need you. No, Mark, you can stay.
No. A tree just fell on my cousin's house.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Bye, Mark.
That's crazy. All right. So, what were you looking to switch?
We're switching to lacewings.
Oh yeah. Okay. So let me show you. She's got go like this. The ladybugs.
You guys, thanks for bearing with us. We're learning all this. Okay, you just hide ladybugs. Oh, cool. All right. You just unhide. I love it. Okay. Nice.
We're both animal nerds. I'm more of a computer nerd, though.
Yeah. Well, no, you've really stepped it up. Okay. All right, Matt. Do you want to start opening up the lacewings?
Sure.
And we can't see you, just as a reminder, the camera's over there.
Okay.
But I'll start to tell you guys about the lacewings. Green lacewings are also just absolutely incredible predators. Fun fact, their nickname is the aphid lion because they just are voracious eaters of aphid populations. But they also eat mealybugs, spider mites, which is often, if you get them, they just totally stink. So that's great that they go after those. They go after thrips, whiteflies, as well as a number of other soft-bodied insects. What's unique about green lacewings, unlike the ladybugs, is the only kind of voracious hunting stage is the larva stage. So similar to the ladybugs, they go from egg to larva to pupa to adult, which it has the wings and flies around. And so the way that we get them in is, oh, Matt, I have scissors right here. Yeah, everything for you. Yeah, no worries. So, and then you're going to pour it into this box here, and just a little bit of it. So the adults aren't out eating insects. However, they are pollinators for your eating pests. However, they are pollinators for your garden. So it's great to put them out because the eggs hatch, the larvae go and eat, then they turn into the pupa, and then eventually into the adults. Then those adults will fly around, pollinating your plants and helping you make vegetables and fruits for you.
Trying to get a good shot.
And then, do you want me to turn this so you can see me too?
Yeah.
That way you can see what I'm doing too. Does that work?
Yeah. So you
Nice.
can't really see it even. I could get switch back to the, let me try to get out. I have a microscope camera. Let me see if I can.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I'm just gonna put that in there so people can see it. So they're in those light brown kind of. They almost look like eggs, but they're not. Those are rice hulls. That's what the eggs are in until you're ready to release them. So you put the green lacewings in these little boxes, and then you hang the boxes near infestations of any of the target pests that I had mentioned. And then when they hatch, those larvae go out and eat them. What I was saying before is kind of you can get a full cycle going in your garden, an ecosystem cycle, where the eggs hatch into the larva eat and get big, they go to their pupa stage, they become the adults fly around and pollinate, they'll lay eggs near other areas of infestations, like another aphid outbreak, then those eggs will hatch, turn into larvae, and it kind of keeps going cyclically, which is really cool. So that's something that we like about them a lot, and they're a really beautiful insect. I love seeing them fly around. So, oh, nice. Matt's adding I mean, there's definitely a microscope happening. We'll see if we can see the eggs. The eggs are cool. They're almost like they're like a tiny little egg with almost like a little hair that comes off the top.
Let's see.
Anything? Not really zoom. It's struggling with the.
Yeah, you know what? There might be a picture of the egg on here. And then you can just.
Zoom here.
Oh, yeah, here are the eggs. I can show them. Oh. Well, I'll show you guys what we're looking for. Yeah. Yep, right there. Lacewing eggs. You can see they kind of have like these long little strands, which are just so cool. And then you can see the larva is what's actually going out and hunting like crazy. And then the actual lacewing bug looks like that when it's an adult, which again isn't hunting. And you can see this calls them aphid exterminators because that's what they go after a lot. But as you can see, they also hunt these other types of pests, which is really cool. All right, I'm going to do the next guy here, unless, Matt, do you want to add anything?
No, that was awesome.
About lacewings?
Yeah, one thing, I don't know if you mentioned, I wasn't sure. There's multiple stages you can get. What do you recommend? Like, we carry the eggs. What are your thoughts on which stages to get? Are there any reasons to ever get?
Yeah, I did a little research on this. I think so if you get the larva stage, they can't be stored, whereas the eggs can be stored, I believe, for up to 14 days before you're ready to release them, and then you put them in, the affected areas. I think the larvae are just a little bit more, that's an active population of insects that needs to be eating and drinking and moving around, so it's just going to be less of you got to just get them and let them right away. And then, of course, the adults are just for really a breeding, pollinating population.
Love it.
Yeah. All right. Oh, now I'm like in the whole thing. I don't know how to do that light. All right. The next one we're going to do, I don't know if you want to show this guy, Matt, and then I also have the scissors there, are the fly exterminators.
Love these.
Tell us more. Why do you love them?
I mean, there was nothing that, you can use fly traps, and, we have a garden supply store, so they would, they'd burrow, they would make their, lay eggs in the soil all over the store. If there's any food anywhere they're going to eat, we have fish tanks. These things, it's amazing. We just put these out, and we have no flies anywhere here, and it's just, it's so much easier than anything I've ever done to manage flies, and it's totally natural. So it's great. We do, we're on a monthly schedule for the last probably year or so with these. And I've noticed if we skip a couple months, you start seeing flies kind of swatting, be eating, I mean, if you look at this place, let's see, I'm going to switch the other camera just to show you guys, if you haven't been here, let's see, let's show you what it looks like. It's got all sorts of great places for, flies. So, anyways, back here, we'll be eating over there, and they will be, laying their eggs in the dirt, and it's just a total nightmare. Oh, we forgot to switch currently we are on Predatory Wasps.
Oh, thank you, yeah.
So.
Okay, yeah, this is great. Okay, so this is, Oh, yeah, okay, cool. Oh, I'll go closer to you. Perfect, awesome. So these come in just kind of these little paper bags, and you can see that, oh my gosh, you can see that there's shavings inside, and then when you open them up, I don't know if you want to do this on the dedicated camera, but you can see these little egg cases. Here you go, Matt.
Here.
Here, I'll have you do that. I'll have you give the close up.
Cool.
And they target 95% of flies. There's 3 different types
You want to split this?
of,
Split screen?
oh sure. Oh my gosh, let's see if I can do it. Split screen. Oh, what am I doing wrong on that? I'll play.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. So there's 3 different types of they're called predatory wasps, but I always don't let that, they're not a stinging or biting insect. They're really small. And the way that they work is that they target the larval stage of the pest flies that you don't want, oftentimes biting flies. And they lay their eggs into those, and then the larvae hatch and eat that host, which is just so cool. So they disrupt the fly life cycle. So they're not going after flying insects. They're going after the flying pests. Babies, and then obviously if there's no babies, there's none that can grow up into adults. So that's how they work. And like I said, they go after 95% of pest flies, a whole variety of flies, and there's 3 different types that come in this package. For release, you can either just leave them in either little like the little cups that we put the lacewings in, or leave them in the bag that they come in with them open. Just leave them in a shady area near where you normally have flies. Or you can actually sprinkle them out onto the ground. But if you do that, as I said before, like, sun and heat is usually, the enemy of a lot of these bugs, especially when they're in their egg or larval stages. So you just want to lightly cover them with something so that they don't dry out. Also, birds might try to grab them. So that's another reation to cover them too. Anything else?
Yeah. So what you're looking at.
Whoops, I'm trying to get out of the way.
So, let's counter.
Yeah.
This way.
I know.
It's a reflection. Something we gotta fix that. But anyways, it's the things you're seeing on the camera right there are they're actually the cocoons that I was showing you. So the wasps are a lot smaller. They're tiny. They look like small ants, little black guys that fly around. They're awesome. And I started seeing those pop out in a couple days. Like if I had left that bag without hatching the cocoons, I'd start seeing them everywhere. So the key is, what I found is I just try to keep them dry and somewhere near where they're going to hatch, and then just take care of any fly issues that might exist. It doesn't seem, for whatever reason, we haven't established a population of them, it doesn't seem, because, it seems like we need to continuously release, But, hey, I don't know. They're pretty affordable.
All right, you want to go? Any questions on any of those? Let's make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh my gosh, Kevin, it is recorded. We're going to launch it. I don't know if you're still on there. We're going to launch it afterwards, so you'll be able to go back and see. So we'll miss you, Kevin, but I don't want you to get fired.
Don't worry
okay.
about it. Yeah.
And you've been entered into the raffle, so we'll let you know. We'll reach out to you if you end up winning. Okay, so the next one we're going to do are the predatory mites. Do you want to switch it to that map on the screen here?
For sure.
Oh, yeah. Why don't you do this so I can see it here? Okay, very cool. And yeah, if you want to do this, or you can hold it up here, whatever you want to do.
Okay, let's go zoom this in.
Yeah. All right, so these are really cool. These are called predatory mite sachets, very fancy. And you can kind of see the hole in the top there is for hanging them on branches. It's a blend of these kind of brown and reddish orange mites. They're teeny tiny. So, it's not like you're going to have, visible bugs crawling all over the place. You most likely won't. You can see them when they first are walking in on the white packaging, but then you'll never see them again.
No, switch.
Yep. Thank you. The split screen. Look at us go.
Yeah, or you can do the other. So this is the way. Yeah, actually, I was going to say while you're talking.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the normal guy. Probably makes it.
Oh, nice.
that way, and yeah, I'll show you
Perfect,
when
yeah.
you're done. I'll show people how to.
So basically,
noobs.
you hang these onto branches, and then there's multiple life stages within the predatory mix. They'll slowly crawl out over the next 2 to 4 weeks and just kind of continuously feed on all of your target mite pests. So, like I said, it's spider mites, russet mites, red mites, Pacific mites, russet hemp mites, like just absolutely tons that they go after, and we put them all over this place, and they work great.
And I love this. This is a blend of, let's see, what are the one? I just want to make sure I get it right. You don't have to have.
It's the blend is down here.
Cool. So if you know your predatories, there's Andersonian here, Cucumerus, Persimmilus, and Swirsky, which is great because some of them are more generous. I think, what is it, Swirsky's more of a generalist. They'll go after things like thrips. So I've hung these where I've had a thrip issue on some plants, and I put these more aggressively if I see a low issue. That being said, like these, if you have a full-blown spider mite explosion, this isn't going to solve for it. These won't get up to speed in time. But as a preventative, I haven't seen spider mites on my indoor grows in years, and I started putting these up there, and some for a couple bucks each, and it's amazing. Zero spider mites definitely reduces thrips. And I'd say like this is great because some of them, even some of the ones in the mix, are geared towards higher heat. So if you have high heat environment, they'll survive. But then there's some that can be more generalist and more broader ranges of temperature as well.
Sean said that it was hard to hear Matt. Can you hear him a little bit better now? You might have his
sorry.
thing on. No, that was before, I think, when you were over by the phone. So just talk loud when you walk away from the computer, maybe.
Okay.
If you reach out. And then Sean also asked, can you put these in tens? 100% absolutely yes. And
It's the best place to
the
put
best because they are confined to that area. They're not going to fly away to find a new population. They're just going to feed in your tent. And so, the only potential downside is if they eat everything that was an issue. Obviously, eventually they'll die off just because they'll be out of their food sources. But what a wonderful problem to have because you've killed all the pests in your tent. So you can totally have that.
I found like when people do like a traditional, like if you have a spider mite infestation with webbing and whatnot, and you do a predatory mite release, you won't necessarily see you might knock it down for a bit, but it seems almost like what might happen. My guess is what happens is the spider mites get annihilated, but they're in egg form. The predatory mites die off in that period and then re-explode. These are great because you get about 10 hatching a day. So if a single spider mite shows up, it's going to get eaten pretty quickly, and they will feed on other things too. So they'll stick around your tent. So it's basically just a great preventative because the reason why you see such bad pest issues indoors is there's literally nothing to stop a pest once it shows up. So if you have a spider mite show up in a tent, there's nothing that's going to eat it, nothing that's going to control its population. It's just going to absolutely explode. So it's about stopping the first guy.
Sean asked,
and this is so much cheaper because buying the predatories live, you have like 24 hours to use them. It can cost like $100. It's a lot. I don't usually recommend the traditional predatory mite release.
Oh, you're saying it different. Yeah, these ones are $1.89. These little sachets.
Yeah, I think predatories work great as a preventative, not so great for actual infestation treatments.
Yeah, because they're slow release. Sean asked the question, do these benefit living soil?
Yes, so for sure. I mean, the more the merrier, right? Like, the more bugs you can introduce into a living soil environment. I think they probably also do a lot better because there's things in a living soil environment that's going to, that's going to feed them. One of the nice things, a living soil environment, like I keep my compost in my tent, and there's all sorts of bugs that are feeding on the compost. They're not targeting living plants, they're targeting dead plants. That being said, the things that are eating the things that are dead plant matter are probably also going to be eating plant predators as well, if that makes sense. So you think about, like something like a larva that's eating compost, a predator to that is probably going to eat fungus gnat larvae as well.
So Kevin just asked a question, what do you suggest for an indoor grow that's just entering the veg state? So two things. What's great is if you have I know you asked about the veg state, but if you have something in bloom, this is a wonderful way to have this organic natural pest control that isn't going to be adding chemicals, or even if it's a natural spray that could harm the natural oils of the plant and things like that. So you can release them at any time. The first thing is, what is the pest issue that you either are starting to see or are worried about seeing, and then that's what you would select. So for instance, if you're like, look, I've had an issue with spider mites, I'd be like, you gotta get the slow release sachets, you gotta get them early, put them out, that way they can climb all over your plants for the next 2 to 4 weeks, and then, get them again, keep them in there throughout while you've got your plants inside, so that the best part is you won't see a population rise because you've got these little workers who are knocking that population off, so just keep them going.
Yeah.
If you've got aphids, consider ladybugs or lacewings. Get them in there early, let them start to eat everything, and just kind of monitor. So it really depends on what pests you've either had in the past or are worried about having.
For me, I would say, like, my guess is veg stage, you're probably referring to cannabis, maybe tomatoes or peppers. But in that situation, you're really, the two things I would suggest and do, even if I didn't see an issue, would be the predatory mites. I'd get these in there and I'd keep them in there all the way through flower. And nematodes. Nematodes are great, like they'll knock down fungus gnats, but also, my hunch, a lot of people have issues with their plants and they can't quite figure it out. Sometimes it'll be a pH issue or a temp issue, but a lot of times there will be some sort of root disease that you're not even aware of. You can't see root aphids unless you pull the plant out necessarily. You'll just see a sickly plant. So nematodes will do a ton to hammer back any sort of issues you're having in the soil. That in conjunction with like a really strong microbial inoculant. We make a blend called the microbe mix, which is cool. We should walk through it at some point on a live stream. And where it's just a ton of different microbes and basically a healthy plant with a healthy ecosystem surrounding it. You think about all the bugs, all the microbes that are dependent on that plant, they're going to do everything they can to protect the health of that plant is the way I see it. So does that answer, Kevin? Sorry, it might have been long-winded. To simplify, I would say microbials, predatory mite sachets, and nematodes, if you're really going to have a good regimen.
All right, should we jump into praying mantis?
Oh wait, let me show you guys how I do these.
Yes.
It's not exactly rocket science.
No, but it's
let
worth
me
it.
just quickly show you on this hibiscus. So let's see.
Oh,
make
nice.
sure.
We look forward to seeing you, Kevin.
Cool. So I like just hanging it kind of somewhere a little bit lower, but not where it's going to be wet or too close to the ground. So I don't know if you guys can see where I put it. Kind of like at the base, right there. So you just loop it over, hang on a leaf. You don't want it right on the ground where it's going to get wet, but you don't want it up here. They hatch, so if you can see, let me just show you what they do. There's these little holes, and you'll see these little tiny dots crawling around. I don't know if there's any visible. I think there might actually be.
They're 8-legged, like a reddish orange and brown.
Okay.
Oh, there might have been one on the edge there. Oh, did I see one?
So they pop out of these little holes right here
So
as they hatch. And so I tend to try to put it, so I'll look at, I don't, keeping it out of the direct sun, they're so little, I gotta imagine they're gonna do better, so I'll try to kind of stick it in somewhere where it's gonna stay shady but also dry.
All right.
That's where I put it. No, the more the merrier, but if you do a couple, I try to do probably one every 2 square feet. Sorry, that was my
No,
mistake.
that would have been me.
All right, we're on praying mantis.
All right, praying mantis.
Nope.
I kind of like that shot of the green. Should I
Oh, yeah,
just
you want
pop
to switch
in
over there?
here? I don't
All right, cool.
know.
Yeah,
Looks
yeah.
good.
Hey,
Looks
all right,
good.
all
I
right,
like all
cool.
the green.
Yeah, it does look good.
Yeah. Oh, maybe. Well, okay. Yeah, we'll make it work.
We'll try it.
All right, so we're going to talk about nematodes in a second, which Matt first commented on, so that was a really good segue. The next one we wanted to go over was praying mantis eggs, and you guys, these things are so cool. So the female praying mantis lays this kind of, there you go, kind of this like frothy substance that she then puts her eggs in, so they're all inside here. And then you kind of just keep them in this little cup, and it comes with like a little, actually I'll grab it. It comes with like this little screen top with this adorable praying mantis head on it. So you kind of keep them in this cup, and then you'll see the kind of the juvenile stage will hatch out, and you'll see them walking around in here. And it can take a couple weeks for them to hatch, depending on what stage they are in the cup. You can keep them in the fridge for a little while if you need to, but you also, just can leave them out and then wait for them to hatch. That's what Matt and I do. We wait to see them kind of pop out and start walking around, and then we just take the cap off and release them. Or what you can do is you can take the egg case and again put it somewhere it's not going to get wet, but that's already in whatever your garden situation is. So you could just lay it here, and we've definitely done that as well. The juveniles will walk around hunting. They're really just smaller versions of kind of like the traditional praying mantis that you're used to seeing, but they can't fly. And then as they become bigger, obviously they grow wings. These guys eat just a ton of stuff. They eat like crickets, beetles. They also will eat aphids, mealyworms. They just, I don't know if you've ever seen praying mantis, they grab their food with their front legs and then kind of nibble on it like a corn cob. They're fascinating to watch. So they're just really voracious hunters. They don't bite people. We see them walking on the ground sometimes, and we'll scoop them up and put them back on the plants. And what's really cool is that eventually, nice. Okay, cool. I'll go here.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, I love that you brought that up. Oh, yeah, there's one. Matt, good work. There's one. You can see it eating its mealybug that it found there. What's really cool is that if there is enough food, some of the babies will grow into adulthood. They may mate, and then they'll lay egg cases around your garden. And every time Matt and I find one of those, like we high five. We're like so excited that we're a praying mantis habitat.
It's so cool to have like a giant praying mantis suddenly show up in your.
Yeah, they get it's hard to see on that, but they get to be like this big. Like they're so, and they don't bite, and we let them walk in our kids' shirts and stuff. It's really neat. All right, so the last thing we're gonna go over are nematodes, unless there's any questions on praying mantis. Did I miss any, Matt?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
They do eat each other. I don't know if you mentioned that.
I'll have to place an order. Good to know about. Okay. All right, great. So this is good. We just got a comment about the different nematodes, so we are gonna do that next. I'm gonna move the camera mat over to where we're gonna mix them. Do you want to start talking about it a little bit?
Praying mantis, though, to consider is they do eat each other.
That's a good point.
So when you hatch them, if there's no flies or anything like that, they'll start, consuming each other. So, make sure you have some fruit flies, let them spread out, and get out there. Other things also eat them. I remember one time I was really excited we hatched them, released them in the yard, and pretty quickly a whole crew of turkeys came through with their babies, and I was really excited about that until I realized they were just eating all the baby praying mantis we just released. So, but you only need a couple to really do some devastation. When they get bigger, they're not going to eat, their diet changes basically, so, just one thing to consider. But they're so cool. I wouldn't necessarily say they're like, hey, you need to have praying mantids in your, especially indoor garden, but really fun, amazing insects. So. And
all right, nematodes. So I had this little, I don't want to.
Oh, no,
I have this little kind of flyer that they come as. So these guys go after, they've picked like a few top pests that they go after that people are usually looking for, like fungus gnats and grubs and fleas. But these go after over 200 types of soil-dwelling pests. And as the number suggests, there's a lot of pests that are born out of the soil that aren't going to be available for things like aphids and ladybugs to go and get because they're not down into the soil like that. So nematodes are microscopic worms. We had them as a screensaver before this video started. Are microscopic worms that are burrowing around in the soil. They enter pests like fungus gnats or whatnot into a natural opening, and then they live in there, kill that pest, and eat it from the inside, and then go on to do more of that. They usually sell them, or we often sell them to customers in packs of 5 million eggs, and I'll show you how we do them. But basically, you just mix them with water, and then you water into your soil, and then away they go. Big things to keep in mind when releasing them. Same thing with all the other pests. If you put them into like a really dry, hot soil on the top, it's going to be hard for them to move around. It's going to be hard for them to stay alive. So you want to, when you mix them up in water, usually you mix between 1 to 5 gallons. They're not a chemical, so it's not, the ratio of water to nematodes isn't as significant as it is when you're like, mixing in a chemical spray or something like that. But you want to make sure that they have a moist soil that they can move around in and stay alive in. So you can kind of water them in, and then, if you're about to water your plants anyways, then water your plants, kind of that thing, or water first and then drop in the nematodes. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to the other camera and show you how I do that. I'm going to go to the split camera. Look at me go. I got it all on there. Okay, cool. I'm going to actually turn this just so I can see what I'm doing on this camera as well. Okay. All right, awesome. Let me slide right in here, and then like that. Okay. So I just have a gallon about of water. And then the nematodes come in like a pouch like this. We've been using them for a little bit, but you kind of just grab this pouch out. Like I said, they are microscopic, so they just kind of look like this powder.
I just realized you guys weren't seeing any of the, I'm really sorry I didn't switch it to, we were showing previously this really cool praying mantis video, which you guys didn't see any of.
Oh, that's okay. That's all right. It's on our page. You can see it. It's a praying mantis eating a mealybug. I think it's in one of our shorts. So you basically, you take it, if you get the 5 million, your entire pouch would just drop into the water, but this is a pouch of 50 million, so I'm going to just do I'm actually going to do like 3 scoops just because they last for about 30 days in your fridge, and that's about how long we've had this pouch that we've been using, so I'm just going to make it up. Now, is it cool if I add 3 scoops to this thing? All right, cool. So you can see they're in there. Then you just kind of stir it up, easy peasy. Just kind of get them dispensed. And again, all the instructions are right on the product page, but it's just nice to see it done live. And then once this kind of mixes up a little bit, you can just pour it right onto your plants, and now you've got some protection from soil-borne pathogens as well, and pests. Not pathogens. Pathogens are disease. And that is it. Is there anything else you want to add, Matt?
No, I was going to show you guys some under a microscope, actually. Give me a sec if you want to answer any questions while I'm doing that.
Yeah, let me see if there's anything else. I think we have a really good ratio. All right, let's see. Well, Matt, do you want to talk about what you're doing? No, we can't quite see you yet.
Yeah,
Deal with that on there. I'm going to quickly figure out who won the gift card. That's what I'm working on.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so do you want me to switch that camera?
Sure. Let's see if this
See if I know how to do it. I don't see it as a camera. All right, you guys, I'm going to quickly figure out who won the gift card while
See
Matt
if I can
chats
get
with you
this.
guys.
I am going to try to add a camera in for us that we can see. Oh yeah, cool. All right. Let's see if we can find anything. Sometimes they take a moment to wake up, it seems like. Where's the powder stuff?
Do you want just the powder or the liquid?
The powder.
Okay. And if not, I can give you a fresh. This one's been in the fridge. One is going to be Mason. 2 is Sean. Let's see. 3 is DG Mike. Let's see. 4 is going to be Kevin D. Give me that base is going to be 5. Guys, $100 on the line. And you have a 20% chance of winning because there's only 5 of you on here. So I'll wait till after Matt's done, and then we'll do the random number generating live. Do you want to talk about what you're doing, Matt?
Trying to find some nematodes. Sometimes, see, I am. Go zoom in one. I'm not always quick with this. I probably should have had one wrap.
All right, and I am ready for gift card giveaway.
If I find one, I'll let you guys.
Okay, so do you mind if I switch it back to my?
By all means, definitely.
Oh, will something like BT affect the nematodes, Matt?
Ooh, good question.
Oh, Braintree just lost power. Oh, but go ahead, we're in Braintree.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not
That's
sure.
a great
either.
question. I wouldn't think so. Usually the sides and
Top
everyone's on
left
the
is
same.
the
Oh, sorry. Everyone's on the same kind of team usually. Like a lot of times I've found like a lot of the
The things that are good for preventing, pest issues are actually microbes that are, dependent upon plants for, soil exudates and whatnot. So usually it's not too much of an issue. I use BTI, my nematode population health. Usually the two coincide pretty well. I'd imagine nematodes probably do eat. I'm not sure. Let me look into it. That's a great question. I'm going to have to look that up and write it down.
All right, while Matt is working on that, I'm going to do this fancy gift card giveaway. So Mason, you were the first one to comment, you're number 1. Sean, you're 2. DG Mike is 3. Kevin D is 4. Give me that base is 5. And then, let's see, did I miss anybody? I don't think I did. Then I just put on my iPhone, random, I haven't hit the number yet, random number generator, minimum is 1, whoops, maximum is 5, and I'm going to hit generate. 3! And 3 is DG Mike, you just won 100 bones! Yes! And for everybody else, like I said, it's 10% off, the code's BUGS10, oh, sorry. The code's BUGS10.
And why will it not work now? I literally.
DG Mike, if you're still on, shoot us a message with your email, and I'll email you that code.
I'm sorry, guys. I got it to work, and now my camera's not working for some reason. Great. Nothing ever works. All right. Well, I tried, guys. Sorry about that. Let me see. Actually, maybe. Yeah, cool.
All right.
I don't know if it'll work if I use my phone. Let me try. Maybe
All
I'll
right.
look through the.
Let me pop it back here just so it's not flat.
Yeah, try to see. Get the.
All right. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's working. Okay.
Which one is?
Well, we can figure this out for next time. Sorry. It's fun to see them swimming around live. You know, we should blast onto a separate screen.
Want to try again? This game.
That's totally up to you.
Oh, it's not working. Oh well. Sorry, guys. It
Well,
was working
thank
for
you.
a sec.
Oh.
All right.
Thank you guys so. Oh, there we go. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We hope to do more of these. If you have ideas on what our topics should be, definitely reach out and let us know. And we'll continue to just do crazy giveaways. And lucky those who join, if there's not that many people, you get a higher chance of winning. So that's not bad.
Let's
oh,
see.
I love it. Oh, there's something. Oh, it's happening. Yes.
And now the
I see
nematode's gone.
Oh, you had one on there? I believe it.
He squirmed away.
Did he squiggle out? Oh, that's a. Ooh, yeah. All right. Let's see if we can see one. So this is.
Oh, there's one. You see it?
There it is. Oh, yes! Oh my God, how cool. So we've had this powder in the fridge for about 30 days because we got this with our last delivery. We just got a new delivery yesterday, so I was like, oh, I got to use this up. And so cool that there are live active nematodes in there hunting. So very excited to water these guys in. Yeah.
They're coming alive. I think
Everybody's
from my
waking
experience,
up.
I've been like, oh, I've looked under the microscope and been impatient, and then looked back later and been like, all right.
Start to
So they're
get
tough to see
going.
until they start wiggling around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they look great. You guys, thank you so much for joining us. And like I said, shoot us any ideas. You all have an awesome afternoon. And if you're ever in the Braintree area, be sure to swing by Gardin. And we'd love to meet you in person. And some of you we already know.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.